pass you the Journalist Philippine Code of Ethics number 10. I begin to realize what is the essence of being a journalist in the society. This code states that people, particularly the journalists, broadcasters, mass press, and people who work in media, must do their job legally, no matter how difficult is the task. It's their job to publish a certain issue, but they committed to make it right, and they have to make assurance that they did a news based on truth. Like, for instance, in Senate, a senator committed things which is prohibited by law, or literally he did something wrong relative to his job, and he wants to make it right. It could be the start of his downfall, probably if it is related to the government policy or something which can affect the life of people under the republic. He'd rather approach or confront a particular journalist or broadcaster, not to publish the issue or to mention it on air.
Hello, it was a confession for the whole nation to see and hear. A Chinese journalist at the centre of a row over his detention has confessed on state television that he accepted bribes for fabricating stories. Chen Yongzhou's newspaper had issued a front-page appeal for his release after he was arrested for accusing a construction company of fraud. Well, in his statement, the journalist said he'd been after money and fame and had violated journalistic ethics.
Of course, I hope that my peers could learn a lesson from me. As to myself, if I were given a chance to be a reporter again, I would follow the professional ethics to write impartial, true, objective and balanced reports. I would not be lured by benefits.
Chen Yongzhou there, our Asia-Pacific regional editor. Michael Bristow's here, having spent many years, of course, reporting from China. Michael, there it is from the horse's mouth. Well, why are we getting so wound up with this particular case, do you think?
Well, when this journalist was detained about a week ago, everyone assumed that it was the construction company in league with the police who are arresting a journalist to keep him quiet about wrongdoing at the company. His newspaper, as you said, published two front-page appeals for his release. A very brave thing to do in China, where there's a great censorship. A number of national organisations also waded into the row, suggesting they were looking very closely at this case. Now it appears, though, through this confession, that he did take bribes all along, that he was told to write or given articles which he placed in his newspaper under his own name for money to really damage the reputation of this company.
Either way, though, this is a confession before there's even been a charge, let alone a court case.
That's an important point in this particular case. This man has been detained. He hasn't even been formally arrested, never mind formally charged with any crime. He's appeared on television confessing his guilt. So in everyone's mind now, he is guilty, but a court case hasn't been held. In many ways, this is reminiscent of the Maoist era, when they would haul people up in public to confess their crimes because they wanted to educate the public about not doing wrong.
Right, but there's an interesting difference here then, isn't there? If the newspaper is prepared to boldly go and say, hang on, you're getting this wrong, you've got to release the man, there's huge media attention on the way the authorities are behaving as well.
There is. The newspaper hasn't reacted to this latest confession, but there is a debate in China about journalistic standards, how far they can go at challenging the authorities. The authorities say they want more openness, but at the same time they're trying to crack down on people revealing things. So it's a real contradiction and flaw which is revealed by this particular case.
Michael, thanks very much for that.
Ending my topic about the Code of Ethics number 10, I've given myself enlightenment to be more aware
all plus baby. I guess I used to be more focused on this field because it seemed to be a profession. I'm hoping that even with just a minute of overviewing our topic, to gain knowledge and awareness about our thinking